I've never been one for small dreams. I think we should dream big, and we should reach for the skies. I mean, we have a God that is so big. Why dream small? Why dream small?
Welcome to Fellowship 17, a podcast from Child Evangelism Fellowship for the Christian community. On this podcast, we dive into the world of child evangelism and discipleship through interviews and discussions with ministry leaders and thinkers. Hey everyone, welcome to Fellowship 17, a podcast from Child Evangelism Fellowship. We're honored today to have Josh Whitehouse with us. He is the founder and director of Go Chatter Studios. It's a nonprofit ministry dedicated in engaging the next generation with Scripture through Lego stop-motion animation. Their mission is amazing. It's bold and it's creative, and they want to recreate the entire Bible in Lego stop-motion. I know you're going to enjoy the conversation today with Josh. Josh, it's great to have you here today on Fellowship 17.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Joe.
Honestly, when I heard about this Fellowship 17 podcast with you today, and because I know about the partnership that CEF has with your studio, Go Chatter Studios, I could not wait to hear more about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and just the vision behind it too. So let's start there, Josh. Let's start with kind of the heart behind the vision of Go Chatter Studios. How did the idea come about to make these videos and specifically use Lego stop motion to tell these Bible stories? I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, it's a great question, Jeff, and thank you so much for having me. I had the real privilege of growing up in a very strong Christian family where I was surrounded by lots of great biblical resources and kind of enveloped in the teachings of Jesus, in the Bible, in Bible stories. I grew up with picture book Bibles and watching Veggie Tales and What's in the Bible. So yeah, I was surrounded by all these Christian resources. I also, ever since I was 5, have been the biggest Lego nerds that you have ever met. I have been building Lego models literally ever since I was young, and that particularly developed into a much more serious passion when I was a teenager. And it was when I was a teenager during lockdown that I first started making some very basic Lego Bible animations for my mum, because she was doing the online Sunday school at the time. And she asked me to make some Lego Bible animations for her. And so I made a few of these. And after making them, I started to see that using the gifts and passions that God had given me in Lego and using that to create Bible stories was a way of giving just a little bit of the privilege I'd had growing up in a Christian home, the resources I'd had, giving that to people literally all around the world. And that was what really sparked the heart of this ministry. And God has taken us on a journey since then. God's taken these animations on a journey since then, since those first few in lockdown. But now we are a year-old charity. So we set up as a charity just over a year ago, and we're now making the whole Bible in Lego stop motion, 3 to 5 minute long, really, really high quality Lego animations of Bible stories, and using them as I said, as a way of resourcing children, of resourcing younger me's with the Bible, exciting them about the Bible, exciting them about Jesus, and engaging them with the gospel.
That is amazing, Josh. I'm telling you, young people today need to hear your story. Every young person needs to hear your story, because it's so easy to think that ministry looks a certain way. It needs to fit in a certain box, and you've made a Lego box out of it and said, no, it doesn't have to look like that. It can look a lot of different ways.
And look, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I was younger, because I remember one story that really impacted me as a young kid, 7, 8 years old, was the parable of the talents and how we should use our gifts and talents for God's and for His glory. And when I first heard that, I was already well into my Lego obsession at the time, and I thought, okay, well, how do I use Lego for God? Do I build a church? Because that's like your typical view of ministry, isn't it? It's building churches. Right. It's going out to Papua New Guinea and being a missionary out there. But actually, it's incredible how God can use just ordinary people and ordinary skills and use them for his glory in creative ways. I mean, this isn't my idea. This is God's idea. This is God's doing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing seeing how he brings to life his followers and uses them for his glory.
That's amazing. So this is relatively new. I mean, just since lockdown, since 2020, and then only a 1 year old, ministry that you got going on. And this is a ministry that you established this as a nonprofit ministry
Hmm.
rather than taking a business model of a
Hmm.
for-profit business that we want to grow and maybe sell off and be acquired or whatever. What made you go that direction?
Yeah, there was a couple of reasons. The first and most important reason is I have a heart for the Bible to be freely accessible, but for biblical resources to be freely accessible. I don't think there should be a paywall between anyone wanting to access Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not in this for the money. We're in this to give, to serve others as Christ served us. So that's the first and biggest reason, is I didn't want there to be a paywall in front of any content that we were creating, any restriction to people being able to access these biblical stories. The second reason, a slightly simpler and obvious one, is that we couldn't sell anything that we were doing because we use Lego.
Right.
We're restricted by the trademarks, and
That's true.
so we're a non-profit. As a non-profit, Lego allows us to do what we do, but we wouldn't be able to be a commercial organization making a profit from what we
Right.
do and selling our animations.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so just to give the people a thumbnail sketch of what you're doing, you're creating short animated videos using Lego, stop motion Lego, to illustrate specific stories of the Bible. Tell us, we'll mention this again on the back end of this, but tell us where they can find you online to watch these videos.
Yeah. So the best place to watch them is YouTube. We publish all our videos on YouTube, and you can search Go Chatter Studios on YouTube. So that's where you'll be able to find, or even if you just search Lego Bible, ours will probably be somewhere up there.
Yeah.
But Go Chatter Studios is the name of the ministry. Then if you're a church or a school or a Christian ministry and you want to download the videos, you can download them completely for free. And you can do that on our website. That's gochatterstudios.org. So gochatterstudios.org, and you can download all of our content for free on our website. And that's where you can also donate to help support the ministry.
Awesome. Gochatterstudios.org. And another place to find those is because of the partnership between Go Chatter Studios and Child Evangelism Fellowship. Those can also be found in our Unite, that's UNITE, our Unite Kids app. So you've graciously allowed us to put those onto our Unite app. And that's a great place to find them too. So that's what we're talking about, so that everybody understands what we're talking about.
Child Evangelism Fellowship is uniting kids with the gospel through technology. Our Unite platforms offer trusted Bible-based online content that will help children build a biblical foundation, complete daily devotions, and learn about heroes of the faith. They can watch Bible-based music videos and animated adventures that teach biblical truths. Visit cefonline.com/unite to find your favorites today. That's cefonline.com/UNITE.
Your vision is to recreate and animate the entire Bible in Lego video form.
That's
That's
right.
an incredible
That's right.
vision. Why such a big vision? Tell me about that far-reaching vision that you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I've never been one for small dreams. I think we should dream big, and we should reach for the skies. I mean, we have a God that is so big. Why dream small? Why dream small? So I think I've always been someone that has wanted to do the biggest, the best, the greatest possible. Of course, that can't be done without God's help and without his support. So that's my personal background, and then when I started making these Lego animations of Bible stories, in many ways it was really the obvious next step. Okay, we've started making some Bible stories. Let's do the whole Bible. Let's dream big.
Wow.
Let's make as many as we possibly can. And so we've made these 12/13 so far, and we've already seen such an incredible impact from just a few animations. So we want to continue that, and the way to continue that is to keep on making more and more, and by the end of the project, the hope is to have animated the whole Bible in Lego stop motion.
I know everyone's going to love it, especially the kids are going to love these. I watched a bunch of them. I think my favorite is Jonah, the animation and the movement of
that's
the
my
sea.
favorite too. My favorite too.
I love Jonah. I love the Jonah, but I especially loved the Bible in 90 seconds too.
Yes.
That's a perfect way to get a big picture view of the Bible. You guys did an excellent job with that. It's just very intriguing, even for an old guy like me, to watch that Lego animation. But I know it's especially intriguing for the younger audience. Why do you think that is such an engaging medium to use to tell the stories of the Bible?
There's three reasons that I think Lego, specifically Lego, is so good to retell Bible stories, and that's that it's universal, it's authentic, and it's accessible. It's universal. It's available to everyone. Everyone can engage with it. Everyone can enjoy it. Everyone can understand it. Lego is something that breaks down cultural barriers. It breaks down age barriers, and so everyone, the whole world can engage it. And we're seeing that. We're starting to translate our content, and it's doing just as well, if not better in some cases, in other languages. So that's the first reason, is it's universal. And the second reason is that it's authentic. So Lego as a medium, and particularly stop motion, Lego stop motion, is something that you can see the passion that has been poured into it. I love the phrase that when it comes to content creation, people get out what you put in. So when we're
That's
when
good.
we're when we're putting in passion and effort into our content, people get that out of the content. And when we're putting God into our content, people get that out of the content. So that's the second reason, is that Lego as a medium is authentic. People can feel it, and there's something, they can't always describe it, but they can see and feel the passion that has been poured into our animations. And the third reason is that Lego is accessible. It's something that when someone coming across a Lego animation online, particularly if they're a non-Christian, a non-Christian is going to engage with the Lego animation just as much as a Christian would. Is something that is accessible to all cultures, all people, and we see that again online. We get literally hundreds of comments we've received online from Muslims, atheists, agnostics, all really enjoying our animations. And so it's something that is accessible to a really wide range of audience. That's
Yes.
those three reasons is why I think that Lego as a medium is placed in a really unique place to be able to reach such a wide audience.
That's a great explanation, Josh. Very easy to understand. And I can imagine it's catching on. What type of response have you had so far to these videos?
Such an incredible response. Such an incredible response. So in a year, I'll give you a few stats. In this past year, we've grown by 200,000 followers from a following base of basically
Wow.
nothing. So that's in 1 year. Again, well over 20, maybe 25 million views in just 1 year from basically nothing. And so those are the big numbers. But the things that really excite me are the comments. So I mentioned earlier, we get comments from people online saying that, hey, I'm a Muslim, I'm an atheist, I'm an agnostic, but I love this animation, and this animation really impacted me. And we also received a comment a few days ago, maybe a week ago, saying, hey, I started reading the Bible again from watching this animation. And I like, how amazing is that that
Yeah.
God is taking Lego, and people are reading the Bible, because that's what we want them to be. We want them to be reading the
Yeah.
Bible, and so God is taking Lego bricks and getting people to read the Bible from Lego bricks. And I just think that's incredible. But for me, the encouraging thing there is that we receive dozens, maybe hundreds of those types of comments. But I think that's a fraction of the way that God is using this ministry, because particularly for a
Yeah.
digital online evangelistic ministry, most of the time we're never going to see how God is. I think it's true in life in general, in that a lot of the time we
Right.
never see how God works and how he's at work, but particularly so when we're sitting behind the screens and our audience is behind another screen, thousands and thousands of miles away across the Atlantic. And so I think this is the encouraging thing for me, is that when we're seeing comments like this, I see that as just a fraction of the impact that God is creating around the world through what we
Yeah.
do. And we'll never know a lot of that until we get to heaven,
That's right.
hopefully. But in this life, we'll never know. And that's a comfort, because it doesn't put the weight on our shoulders. It gives the glory to God.
That's right. That's beautiful. You said it very well. I'm fascinated by the way movies are done, videos are done. And when I saw this, it just absolutely fascinated me to learn how you do this. I know you could talk for an hour about all the creative
Or
process,
more.
but the way it's done, can you give us a little thumbnail description of the way it goes from creative thought to the actual production to getting it onto YouTube?
Yeah, so the first and most important step for us is that all our animations start in the Bible. So that's where everything we create it starts in the Bible. Starts with our script writer Rachel Hood, who's a very, very skilled poet and author, writing the scripts, taking the Bible stories and turning them into a really engaging and accessible script that you hear in our animations.
Mhm.
That's the first step. The next step then is the animation, is the Lego. This is the fun bit for me. It's where we bring in the sets. If you're watching this on video, you'll be able to see some of the Lego and the sets behind me on the shelves. And so I'll make any sets that are needed for the animation. So, for
Right.
example, for Jonah, I had to build a boat and a whale and Nineveh and all those sorts of things. And then you get to the animation itself. And our animations are stop motion animation. And stop motion animation is quite a unique animation technique where you take a photo and then you move all the characters. So they're physical characters, physical Lego. You move all the characters by a tiny, tiny amount and then take another photo. And then
Wow.
move them all again, take another photo, move them all again, take another photo. And that process takes quite a while. So on average, it will take us an hour to animate just 1 second of the videos that you see online.
What?
Just
An
1
hour
second,
per second?
an hour per second. Yeah. And that's an average. So there'll be some animations, there'll be some clips that take longer than that.
And
So
your videos average 3 to 5 minutes, right?
yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's about 200 to 300, maybe even 400 for some more complicated videos, hours that are going into the creation of each of our animations. So yes, it's
You
a long
mentioned Jonah.
process.
You mentioned
Yeah,
Jonah's one of your favorite Bible stories.
yeah.
Is there one that you're working on now that you're just really excited about for the people to see?
Yeah. So I'm currently working on the story of Gideon, but I'm really excited for our viewers for our viewers here to see Jesus walking on water, which is the animation my colleague Sophia is working on at the moment, and is looking absolutely amazing. She's just working on the scenes of Jesus and Peter on the water together, and figuring out how to do that in Lego has been quite complicated. I mean, you've got a stormy scene
Oh,
in plastic bricks. How do you do
right.
that? So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for you guys to see Jesus walking on water. As of recording, it's going to be released in a week and a half. I'll give you the date. So it will be released on Wednesday the 26th. So if you're watching this
Of
after Wednesday the
November,
26th, it's
right.
already out. If you're not,
Okay.
then you get excited for Wednesday the 26th of November.
You mentioned your writer. For those that you haven't seen a video yet, the narration is done in poetic form.
Mm,
Beautiful writing, Josh. I mean, that writing
yeah.
is so impressive. It is so beautifully and well done, and it's not fluffy, like it's
Mm,
not going Bible light. It is telling the story
yeah.
as the story is written, and that's one of the things I loved about it, and it's told in a beautiful way. So good job on that. I know that churches and families and ministries are using this in ministry settings and discipleship and evangelism. What are some of the ways that you've heard about churches and families and organizations using these videos?
Well, I've literally just come back from a school showing one of our animations, and is as we were talking about earlier, the great thing about Lego is it's universal, it's accessible, it's authentic, and so it's just this perfect tool to be able to engage schools and children and families and churches with the Bible. One of the great ways, though, that I think that our animations can be used is combining our animations with a Lego workshop with your church or with the school, and running a Lego workshop as part of your Sunday school, getting a whole pile of Lego, showing the story of Jonah, and then getting the kids to build a whale, to build a boat, or
That's
even
that's
or even
brilliant.
animate it. Like there's a free app, Stop Motion Studio, that you can get on your phone. And I've gone into schools and churches where we've shown one of the videos, and then they've all got this app on their phone or a tablet, and then we do a Lego stop motion workshop, and they learn how the animations are made. And this is such a great way of engaging not just your churchgoers but the local community as well, because inviting people to a Lego workshop is such an easy thing to do. Who doesn't want
Right,
to go to a Lego workshop?
right,
And
right.
and you're bringing people from outside the church in. You're going into a school where it's maybe not a Christian school, and you're engaging people, and people are going to remember that. Like it's not going to be all this weird Christian event. It's going to be, oh, look, there's a Lego workshop that we're going to, and and then you're telling the Bible stories, and when I've gone, I've been able to share some of my personal testimony as to why I spend 300 hours making an animation of the Bible. And so I think Lego workshops, combining our animations with a workshop with a practical activity, is just such a great way to engage churches and schools and in-person communities.
That's very creative. That's a great idea. I know some people will jump on that idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic idea. Speaking of ministries, as we've said, CEF and Go Chatter Studios have partnered together in various ways. One of the ways is putting your videos on our Unite app. Tell us about that partnership. What's that partnership meant to you, and how has our ministry connection strengthened the work that you're doing? Because we want to help you any way we can. We're a worldwide ministry, and we want to help Go Chatter. We want to get these videos anywhere and everywhere we possibly can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of probably the biggest thing that I loved about Unite TV is your heart to make it completely for free. The fact that it's
That's
it's
right.
a free app to download, and all the content on there is completely for free. And so when CEF reached out to us, it was like, absolutely, this so well aligns with our heart of making the Bible accessible, freely
Yeah.
accessible to everyone all around the world. And so that was something that really sparked me, and I really appreciate about Unite TV, is that it's great quality content on there. But all completely for free. So that's one of the things I love, and it's just great for us. We're wanting as many people around the world to be able to access our content for free on platforms like Unite TV, like YouTube, like our website, and any others that we're on. And so Unite TV has been a great partnership for us, and it's really encouraging. I get the quarterly stats updates, and it's really encouraging
Wow.
seeing the thousands of views that people are watching our animations on your platform, and yeah, incredibly encouraging. So it's been a blessing to partner with Unite TV.
We love our partnership with you,
Mhm.
Josh, and Go Chatter. We want to get that to continue to grow. And I would imagine that part of that growth is going to be translation work of
Mm,
getting the videos translated. How is
yeah.
that on your radar? Is that being done now?
It's being done now, and on our radar in the longer term as well. So at the moment, we're working on 3 translations. We're doing Spanish, Portuguese, and Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic, because the Church of Scotland got in touch with us and were really keen for us to do Gaelic translations. So those are the 3 that we're doing at the moment. But as I've said, Lego is universal. It's one of the great things
Right.
about Lego is it's not bound to one culture. And so,
Yeah.
so our heart with this ministry is really to take it to as many languages, as many people groups as we possibly can. So from next year, we're adding another 2 languages. We're going to be doing German and Korean as well. And the plan is to continue growing and continue growing. And it's been really encouraging. We've been particularly focusing on Spanish this past year. I have another amazing colleague called Mac, who has been working on our Spanish translations, and they're receiving millions and millions of views in Spanish and on our Spanish platforms. So that's been incredibly encouraging to see, and I'm really excited to see where God takes it in a multilingual sense and all around the world.
You have mentioned over and over you want to keep it completely free, but it does cost something to produce. Costs a lot of money to produce. Yours on your site at GoChatterStudios.org. I love the way that you're tracking the giving for the specific videos. That's a great way to do it, just for people to be able to see what percent of each video is being paid for so far. That's a great visual for people to be able to give to it.
Mm,
Tell us
mm.
how we can better pray for you, support you, or even partner with your ministry if individuals want to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, at the moment, there's a few things that we'd really appreciate prayer for. We're coming up to the Christmas period, which, as anyone in Christian ministry will know, it's a busy period. So you can be praying. You can be praying for that. As I mentioned a couple times on this podcast already, we've got Jesus Walking on Water releasing in about a week. So that's another thing to be praying for, that the release of that would go smoothly, and that people around the world would be impacted by that animation. And then in the broader sense, in the longer term, just be praying for this ministry. Be praying that God would use it, that God's will would be done through what we're doing. Be praying for growth, and be praying that along with that, because to grow as a ministry, we do need funding. We're not about making money, which is why it's all completely for free. But the reality of this world is we do need money to make what we're doing. We do need donations to be able to continue. And so that's one of the best ways to support this ministry is, as you were saying, on our website, you can donate towards the creation of each of our next animations. We're currently in season 3 of our animations. Jesus Walking on Water is the first episode of season 3. And you can see all the animations that are coming in season 3. We've got a lot of exciting ones coming over the next year, including Exodus. For those watching, you can see some of the Exodus characters here. We got Pharaoh and some Egyptians.
Oh, I love
so
it.
that's a very exciting animation coming next year. But we'll be funding these one at a time. So we're currently funding Gideon, which will hopefully be released in January, and then we'll start to fund Exodus after that. But that's one of the best ways that you can support this ministry, is going to our website, gochatterstudios.org, and donating towards the creation of the next animation.
I love it. For our listeners who want to tune in again, access your videos, tell us one more time the best way to get to watch them, and to even to pay for some of those videos, to contribute and pray for you.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Best way to get in touch is to go to our website. There's plenty of contact forms on our website. So gochatterstudios.org. If you want our direct email, then that's info@gochatterstudios.org, and you can get in touch with us there. But yeah, gochatterstudios.org. You can find out everything about the projects there.
And you can find all these videos on YouTube and Go Chatter Studios there. Thank you, Josh.
It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you for joining us today. But thank you so much for what you're doing for the kingdom and for the kids of the kingdom. This is amazing what you're doing. I love seeing young people like you that live out their passion, and God is using you in a great way to expand his kingdom. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm excited to see what God does in the future.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.